to the very best is yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle, Fizzle, Fizzle. And this is Instinct Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh, boy.
The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Instinct Radio, it feels good to be here. It's your boy Shout L.O. K.O.P. Right now, we're in Atlanta, Georgia. Instinct Radio. You ain't here, you ain't nowhere. So let's get it.
What's good, everybody? Happy Monday. It's your boy Kevin Thornton. It's the Wellness Architect Show. And we have an amazing show for you today. This is Monday, September 23rd. And we have an invasion from Florida. In the building today, we got some gospel artists, we got some boxers, we got the I Am Brilliant team here. We're going to talk about mindset, we're going to talk about boxing, we're going to talk about gospel music and spirituality. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. So if you are interested in anything, you want to make a comment, questions, please contact us at 478-569-6474. Once again, 478-569-6474. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's Instinct_radio. IG is Instinct Radio. Facebook is Instinct Radio Station. And if you want to email us, it's instinctradiolive@gmail.com. First off, I want to thank everybody for all the support for the books. The books has been ordered, so my new shipment will be coming in. So those who ordered some already will be getting them soon. Also, all the support for my big announcement I had made last week. So it's going a little bit fast for me right now. So bear with me. We have the guys and young ladies from I Am Brilliant. Mr. How do you use last? Please tell everybody who you are, what you do at I Am Brilliant. How'd you get to this point right here?
I am Jasmine Jefferson, branded as Miss J. Lynn. I am the executive vice president of the company. Mm-hmm. I also do the research and development for the brand administration, which is for the entire company. Okay. And I got to this point, I met CEO back in 2008. And he started showing me his ideas that he had actually started with the clothing line first, although he had other ideas that he brought to me, later. And I mean, they intrigued me. Okay. And I just knew I had to be a part of it.
All right. Good to have you.
Good to have you.
All right, brother.
Rick Smith, a.k.a. Prime, gospel director, also artist. That's what I bring to the table, just on the music side.
And how'd you end up getting with Anthony?
Well, Anthony is my older cousin. It's been a long time since we saw each other and ran back into each other through Facebook. And he asked me what I was doing, told him what I was doing, how could I be a part of it, so we putting it together like that, man.
All right.
This your boy, Carl Turner, Vice President of Operations, a.k.a. Big Grease, a.k.a. hashtags Mr. No Strings Attached. You got to put that out there. But I met Ant back in 2000 and I want to say 3, 4?
Probably about 2000.
Yeah, about 2004. Anthony was actually my landlord. That's how we met. We stayed next door to each other. Okay. And we used to pitch ideas to each other. Like Jaylene said, when she first met Ant, when I first met him, he had another clothing line that was called AD Gear that he used to have. So we used to chop it up every now and then. And he actually got me and a friend of mine involved in real estate first. Okay. Because he used to do real estate. And we got involved and worked that out. We did real estate, like I said. After we did the real estate thing, we started talking about the clothing line, branding, and all this stuff. So I liked what he was saying because I was doing my own thing at that time, but I didn't have no team or somebody with more experience than what I had. Okay. So I stuck with Ant. We started doing those things. We actually had a lawn service together. You know what I'm saying? We've been maneuvering for a long time together, so you know what I'm saying? It's a no-brainer for me to stick with him.
All right. Good to have you.
Hey, I am Cool Cole the Prophet. My real name is I am Cool Cole the Prophet. real name is Cole Pickett. I met Amp back in, well, I really met him as a child. You know, he grew up with my family and everything. You know, when I moved down to Florida, kind of distanced myself from him. But when, you know, he ended up moving down to Florida, so we got reunited, and I started out just as a model. But then he recognized one of my talents, which was boxing. So we decided to grow on that and create more avenues. So here I am, and I'm thankful for the opportunity that he's given me.
All right, thanks to have you, sir. Mr. Gospel Man.
My name is Khalif Fields, and I'm a Christian hip-hop artist from Jacksonville, Florida. I met Mr. Anthony through my brother in Christ, Prime, another third of the group Iron Sharpens Iron. Met him about 3 months ago. Basically, when he came at me, he said he liked what I brought to the table, but what I liked about Mr. Anthony was he was a man with a plan already on his shoulders. Like he already had his dream like in mind and working in order. You meet a lot of people that want to do a lot of things, but they have nothing going on. And on top of all that, his heart was genuine. Right. In the music industry, whether it be gospel or secular, that's not something you find often. So to be around a person like that is a blessing.
All right. Thank you for having me.
So my name is Christian Cepeda. I'm an amateur boxer out of Jacksonville, Florida, and I actually met Anthony through my boy Cole here, which was, well, he still is my training partner. But yeah, you know, he connected me with Mr. Anthony here because he was looking for other talent in the boxing industry and gave him my name. He hit me up, and you know, the same thing as Khalif said, and the rest of the team here, he was always like the man with the plan. He hit me up. The first conversation we had was, you know, it was thorough plan. He was like, this is what it is, and this is what we got to do to make it to the top. And I love that. And
welcome, sir. I appreciate it.
For sure.
So I met Anthony through Facebook. We was in the same like mastermind group, whatever, and you know, we instantly like connected. My life started, you know, getting kind of hectic with everything going on, so I had to like back out. But he was refusing to allow me to back away from him. So we stayed connected and all that kind of stuff. And so he's been really working on some stuff to where we could like collaborate together. We come down there, do some stuff with y'all, and of course now I have y'all up here with me. So we both got the same mindset of trying to, not trying, but to create, you know, greatness for ourselves and for everybody else. So now it's your turn, sir. Who are you? What do you do?
I am Anthony Davis, Brandon Adavis for short. I'm the president and CEO of the Brilliant Administration agency, branding agency, I'm sorry. And under that agency we have, as you can see, IAB Nation, which is our record label. We have IAB World Boxing, which is our boxing league. We have Brilliant Wear, which is our clothing brand. What am I missing, fellas? What am I missing? That's all our media division. We have, the next thing that we have is IAB Radio. We have our own radio station now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Gospel Buzz.
Yeah.
That's right. We're formulating shows right now to get the radio station up.
Okay. Good to have you all here. So,
thank you.
Can I say something real quick, Kevin? I just want to address this real quick. All right. I want to say I've been watching the Wellness Architect moves over the last couple of months, and I want to say thank you for being an inspiration to me. And I see that you got your book out.
Yeah.
Congratulations on releasing that.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your Essence appearance that you're going to make real soon.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And also congratulations on I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago your show was it had an anniversary.
Yeah, my 1-year anniversary. Yeah.
So I just wanted to say congratulations on all those accolades, man.
Yeah.
That's first and foremost.
I appreciate that. So those who don't know, Anthony came here before. It worked out perfectly because I had a cancellation, and he was in town, so I had him come along with my dude, and we had a conversation. We got great feedback from your thoughts and everything like that. So I want you to do our first thing we're gonna do is set you up a mindful mindset. So I want you to start it, but then anybody want to chime in, please do so.
Okay, so the mindset thought of the day is developing the mindset of self-mastery. And I'm going to get my team to chime in on that. So, guys, what do y'all think about, the mindset and how to develop that mindset of self-mastery?
To me, self-mastering is knowing oneself and your abilities. It's very important to know yourself and know your abilities. That way, whatever you're trying to achieve in life, if you don't have the right components and pieces there, you can put those things together, whether it's through going through school and getting more education or just building a supporting team around you to help you achieve that goal. So it's very important to have self-mastery.
I agree with that. It's basically like a self-enlightenment. Mm-hmm. You knowing what skills you already have, learning how to use those skills, learning how to enhance those skills to become successful, or to do or not to become successful. It's up to you.
Exactly. Anybody want to chime in?
Yeah, and there's also utilizing what you have, work with what you got, to get to the point of what you want, trying to do, what you're trying to do. If you work with what you have, and then you get like-minded people around you, you build a team. You can't do nothing but win if everybody on the same page, and that's what we doing.
Yep. All right. Anybody else?
Well said.
I like what everybody said here at the table. As far as it's really about finding yourself and learning yourself. Jasmine brought it out great. You have to figure out yourself, and then it's like you mold yourself to know what you got to do in life and how you make your opportunities possible and how you spread them amongst others as far as being a leader and inspiring people.
All right.
In my mind, self-mastery is, like they said, taking the skills and abilities you have, but also, to me, like, knowing yourself that, like, you can push to greater heights. I feel like when you talk about mastering something, you talk about a craft that's, like, alive as long as the person is, like, you never, a master never really gets to the point where, like, he masters it completely. Because if when you talk about mastery, you mean like perfection. And I think as people, as long as we have the breath of life, we should constantly be moving towards it each and every day. A certain goal, but excelling at it every day, and I feel like that's what masters do. They excel.
Good job. Awesome.
Self-mastery to me means like realizing who you are and where you want to be and what you have to do to get there. So perfecting your craft and just realizing that like everybody has a niche or multiple niches, and like once you figure that out and once you get it down pat and perfect it and just put every part of your being into that one thing that you love and adore and are passionate about, like the sky's the limit and you can literally go anywhere and own the world if you want.
I appreciate that.
Awesome.
So what, those who listen to the show know I don't believe in coincidences. So you attracted all these people to you, right?
Right.
So why is it important to you to be the CEO that everybody that you have on your team, whether they boxers, gospel artists, the management team, all have, a good mindset? Why is it good that you stress mindset to your team?
It's important because we all need to be on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
We all need to think alike. We all need to know that within ourselves is important for us to know that we can do anything, because this self-mastery is all about, it's a part of the I Am Brilliant concept that I have.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about knowing yourself, knowing, and it's all about really knowing yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm losing my thought.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I am losing my thought. So please forgive
I
me.
can expound on that because me being who I am, and not just because of the title, because I'm a part of this team. I feel like, you know, this company is mine too, as we all should feel that way. This company is ours, treated as ours. But just like with fruit, one bad seed can spoil a bunch.
Absolutely.
You know, one person with a negative mindset can travel to, that same mindset can travel to each person self-consciously. Right. You don't even know it, but eventually it's like when you go to a different town and you're there for a long time, you start to speak like they speak.
Right.
So as you have a negative person that's always speaking negative, your team will start to do the same.
Right.
So we all have to be on one accord as far as our mindset.
Okay.
For us all to succeed in what we do together.
I like it. Very true. I like it. Go ahead.
Like the saying, like the old saying, "There's no I in team."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a team effort.
Okay. I like it.
Strength in numbers.
To my
duplication.
My gospel artists. How'd y'all two connect to be on as a gospel group, and how does music affect the wellness of a person?
Okay. Well, how we connected, part of a group, Iron Sharper 9, with the absence of our brother T. Horn. Me and T. Horn pretty much were friends, and Khalif and T. Horn were friends. Mm-hmm. So he introduced us to each other. And we were vibing, and we felt each other, you know, and we was like, we solo artists, let's come together and make a power group. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what we did, and here we are. You know, I know we're going to make some good music together, which we already have and working on.
Okay.
How music, and your question was, how does
music affect the wellness of a person?
Well, I mean, music make you feel a certain way. When you feeling down, you're going to listen to a certain type of music. Mm-hmm. If you're going getting ready for the club or whatever you're doing, you're going to listen to a certain kind of music. You're on your way to church, you want to be uplifted, you're going to listen to some worship and praise music. So music, it helps you with whatever you're going through. That's the wellness part of it. Yeah. It could be a downside to it now, too.
Yeah.
Because you got some music out there that'll have people trying to commit suicide.
Right.
So that's why it's important that we put out positivity with the music, which we are doing. What you got to say, though, bro?
First thing, shout out to my wife, Fidela Fields. Yeah, I want to come back. But as far as the wellness of the people, man, music is a language that is old as time itself. Lord said, let there be, and everything came into existence. So the fact that sound, like when it formulates, it not only like shapes feelings, but it molds things, period. And when it comes to wellness of people, you know, like all it takes is the right emotional like thoughts, the right tones, the right frequencies. Like, you ever heard lullaby music for babies? You know, it's meant to soothe a savage, because when a baby is cranky, it can be worse than a roaring lion. Wow. But like, and when it comes like to the total like wellness of a man, I've seen songs that heal people physically and like as well as mentally. Like you said, everyday people go through things in their mind, and everybody got a track that just, no matter what mood they're in, like if they're trying to get out of it, it will pull them out of it. So I do feel like when it comes to us as creators of music, we have to take in mind that what we're putting out is affecting people like whole body, because that's what music does. Everything we put out really needs to be positive or with some type of substance. Some type of good substance, because it's a lot of junk on the radio, and we can see it in the culture how it's affecting the people. You know, music also like when it comes to certain lanes and avenues in life, it stamps and approves it. Right. Mm-hmm. So if everybody's doing it, even if it might not be necessarily okay for the person, it's like it's okay like for the person.
Right.
Yeah. And unfortunately we live in a world where people are quick to follow.
Okay, I like that. So don't go nowhere yet. So my next question is, y'all have an album coming out, or y'all have a single out right now? What's going on with that? Y'all music?
Well, right now we have a mixtape, the intro, and what it is, we put a bunch of songs that we did collectively, some together, some by ourselves, just to let people know who we are and what we stand for in our mission. And like you say, we have positive energy. Okay. So that's what we putting out into the atmosphere with this album.
So towards the end of the show, we're gonna play one of the songs. So what songs you send them to play?
I said 2. Can we squeeze 2 in the band?
You can do that.
Please, thank you. Thank you. But we're gonna do Took Intent. Took Intent is featuring me and an artist that's not here with us today, T Horn. And it's just talking about, shout out to bro too, but it's talking about not being content in your sin. And then we also are doing Star, which is featuring bro.
Shout out. And that's just like basically like everybody comes to a point where everyone should come to a point where they feel themselves, they're in love with themselves, and they know what and who they came like to be great for. So in my mind, I feel like a star every day of my life.
So what we gonna do? So what we gonna do is we gonna go and play Took Content first.
Okay.
Now, and then we're gonna play the other one towards the end of the show. So Jack, when you ready, sir?
And I appreciate that too, man.
Say what's said, and this your boy Shout L.O. Right now, you're on Instinct Radio. Let's get it. Shout it.
When I was 14, head first in them trenches, sacking up green. Didn't know the path I chose had a consequence. Blinded by them presidents with no common sense. Felt like mama didn't love me, started chasing skirts. Fornicating, masturbation didn't fulfill the hurt. Didn't know the love I was missing was in Jesus Christ. Yes, my past is the past, Jesus saved my life.
Man, I'm wrong. Sinning long. It seems like I've been sinning for a long, long time. And doing wrong is always on my mind. I'm too content with it, man, I'm wrong. See, I've been dodging God and I've been sinning long. It seems like I've been sinning for a long, long time. And doing wrong is always on my mind. I'm too content with it.
My thoughts wicked, she tossing it. I'm lost in it like my cross lifted. God's business, I'm still dodging it like a 300 with a nines in it. A boss with it, pause with it. A dog in it, my paws in it. A hog with it, bring the in the trough in it. She lying on me, bearing false witness. I've been pimping since been pimping. Sin ridden and still driven. To feel women, I've gone swimming when I should've listened and gone fishing. I mean, we ain't supposed to be content in sin. So I know I'm wrong when the thought's so strong to do it again. Ah.
Man, I'm wrong. Sinning long. It seems like I've been sinning for a long, long time. And doing wrong is always on my mind. I'm too content with it, man, I'm wrong. See, I've been dodging God and I've been sinning long. It seems like I've been sinning for a long, long time. And doing wrong is always on my mind. I'm too content with it. See, I'm married now, but I'm not the front like I don't get that itch. When a bad girl come along, that play it in me, wanna serve that pitch. Keep telling myself that I'm out of the game. Every time I turn around, I keep doing the same. Watch them pour me up and smash a dang. Instead of using my brain, trying to get some brain. Now I knew it was a problem when I realized I didn't care. No longer looked at it as a sin, looked at it like it was a death. The church don't know that I'm being a hoe. I slipped in no way that was dead before. When I love my wife, serve God some more, but I answer every time. Let's come to the door. Man, I'm wrong. See, I've been dodging God and I've been sinning long. devil's trap. We got content with it. But we gotta realize that we're still here to serve God's purpose. We need to go back and repent unto Him.
And when we repent to Christ, that gives us a chance to be forgiven and our sins be cast into the sea of forgiveness. That way God can shape and mold us into what He wants us to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the very best. It's yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle, Fizzle, Fizzle. And this is In-State Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh, boy.
All right, we back. What's the name of that song again?
Man, that was Too Content by 2/3 of Iron Sharpin' Iron, me and T Horn.
And for those who want to interested in buying the mixtape, or how can they buy it?
Man, right now we don't have it available online, but if you have a PayPal, or you can send it to my PayPal, inbox me on Iron Sharpin' Iron on Facebook, or Prime under Instagram.
All right, so what I want y'all to do is that go back to Anthony's Facebook page. Okay. They should have restarted the Facebook Live. Okay. And just put that information in the comments section. Okay. Right? So then those who's interested know how to find you. Okay. Appreciate it. So you got somebody calling in, right?
Yeah, I guess they was trying to call in.
Tell them,
you guys
text them.
They
online right
now. Oh, okay.
Welcome to the show. The Master's calling.
This is T Horn the Uncool. How you doing? How you doing, man?
What up, bro? T Horn.
What's up, bro?
Hey, T.
What's up, y'all?
How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I done missed out on so much. Y'all, give me an update. What's going on, man? What's happening right now?
Man, ATL just heard that Too Content just now, bro. They just played us on the radio, man. So you
ATL ain't heard Too Content. They ain't heard that. Man, I'm wrong. They ain't heard that, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. Well, I appreciate the radio station and ATL showing us a little bit of love, us Duval boys, you know what I'm saying? So, we appreciate that. We really do, y'all.
Thank you. Can you tell everybody who you are? I know you're part of the rap group, so can you tell me who you are and how did you get started?
Okay. Well, my name is T Horn, better known as T Horn the Uncool. Part of the group, gospel hip hop group, Iron Sharpin' Iron, my boy Prime, my boy Khalif. I started rapping based off, being picked on when I was a kid, believe it or not. When I was a younger kid, I grew up in the church and everything like that, and I was very dedicated to God, very dedicated to my cause and everything. And a lot of people picked on me because of that. They call me church boy, choir boy, pastor's kid, this and that and everything. So as a kid, you're a little self-conscious about stuff and you want to get picked on. So as I grew older and hit my middle school and high school days, I kind of deterred away from God, which is a bad thing. I was more focused on myself and who I wanted to be, who I wanted people to see me as, than who God called me to be. Right. I became the popular guy, getting the girls, playing sports and this and that, and just being everything to make me happy. But at the same time, that's when I started getting in trouble. That's when my grades started to fall. I started falling out with my friends and family and things like that. And most importantly, I started falling out with God. It took me getting broken down to the bottom, to the bare minimum, to realize that God is what I needed in my life, and I had forsaken Him. So I made a switch, and I decided to embrace being the lame guy, embrace being the choir boy, the preacher's kid, embrace being uncool. So I can be uncool to this world as long as God finds me cool. So that's why I embraced the name T Horn the Uncool. Now, as far as Iron Sharpin' Irons goes, I met my good friend Rick, a.k.a. Prime, at a birthday concert I was holding. I didn't know the guy, but he came to a concert to support me and everything, and we met, and we hit it off. We had the same mission and everything. And as for my friend Khalif, me and him go way back, like way to the way back. You know what I'm saying? I met Khalif through a friend of ours named Christian and everything, and we had the same goals in mind, too. Now, me and Prime initially started the group Iron Sharpin' Iron. Actually, Prime started it, and he kind of pulled me along, kind of like, forced me to be in it, but I ain't gonna, that's for us to know. I guess the radio know it now. But I'm in it now. I was my boy. And Khalif was brought in because, Iron Sharpin' Iron means brothers, sisters, people of Christ building each other up and sharpening each other in the ways of Christianity, in the ways of God. And I just felt a strong connection to Khalif also as a brother, that he could help as far as sharpening me and Prime, and me and Prime kept sharpening him, and together we kept sharpening each other, sharpening the world in Christ. So that's it. That's the spill. That's T Horn and his intro in the Iron Sharpens Iron, man.
All right. So the question I asked the other two, I'm gonna ask you the same question. So how does music affect the wellness of a person?
Say that again. I could barely hear you.
How does music affect the wellness of a person?
The performance?
How does music affect the wellness of a person?
Music. I said, well, music is kind of like how can I say it? Take the stuff we listen to on the radio today. You got Young Thug, you got Migos and stuff like that and everything, and the kids are listening to it today. And everything that these people are saying in their music, these kids, they want to be like it. They want to do it. So I think it's cool. The thing with gospel hip-hop is people write it off because it's not what's basically being played on the radio today, but the same type. It's like, okay, Prime, Khalif, I know how I do, man. I'm about to get comic book on them, about to get superhero mode on them. It's like fighting the battle of good and evil. With music out there today, look at us villains in the world. And villains are doing so much damage to the world and this and that and everything. And it's time for some people to step up and be the heroes and save the world from the music of today. And that's what Iron Sharpens Iron is trying to do. We're trying to put a positive influence in people's lives, a positive word in their ear, so they can realize they don't have to fit into the fashions and the fads. You don't have to fit into the stereotypes. They don't have to be, you know, what the world writes them off to be, especially black kids and black people. You know what I'm saying? We're already written off to be bad. So with our positive music, we're inspiring people to get closer to God, but also inspiring them to uplift themselves and be better. And when people hear that in the music, it ministers to their souls and lets them know, I can be better. God has called me to be greater. It's like medicine, you know what I'm saying? The music of today has people sick, and we're just trying to be in medicine to make them better.
I like
well,
yeah. Like the piggyback off of man T Horn, like he was saying, it's like medicine. Like I tell a lot of youth when I see them, I say, you know what? We can call ourselves the N-word in the music. We can call ourselves thug, this and that. Why we can't call ourselves brilliant? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why you can't label yourself that? It's like it's taboo to call yourself brilliant or smart. That ain't cool.
We were just talking about how I was picked on. I was picked on for articulating my words, or because I'm from the hood, like I don't speak Ebonics all the time. I'm supposed to be more than that. Like it shouldn't be a standard to live lower or be less because you from a certain area. If anything, when I go before people, I want to shine hard so they take those stereotypical thoughts off the place where I'm from. The men in the Bible said, can anything good come out of Nazareth? I feel like Iron Sharpens Iron is just that. We come from places and we have a skin color that people, most of the time, they think represents something bad. You know what I'm saying? But we beautiful people, and we here to begot more beautiful people.
Appreciate that.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you, sir, for calling in.
T-Horn.
Of course. Hey, man, but real talk, I'm about and let Prime and Khalif handle the rest of the interview. I'm just happy that, you know, my boys out there representing, doing anything for Iron Brand and Iron Sharpens Iron. Hey, man, everybody in the radio station, everybody who's listening, y'all be blessed. You know what I'm saying? I pray that God acts in your lives, all the blessings that y'all are owed, that God wants to give y'all, and the grace be bestowed upon y'all. And remember, if y'all know one thing when it comes to me, be blessed and be uncool. Wow. I'm out, man. Y'all have a good night, all right?
All right, bro. We'll see you when we touch down.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the boxers. Come on up. So, what weight do you box at?
I box at 165. Okay. That's middleweight, super middleweight.
And how long you been boxing?
I've been boxing since start of my high school years.
Okay. How about yourself?
I fight at the same weight class, 165. Okay. I've been fighting all my life, you know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, karate, all that good stuff. I just started taking boxing serious like in the past year, like to where I realized that I want to do this like for a career. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And both of these gentlemen are both undefeated.
Really?
Both undefeated.
Okay.
So I just would like to make an announcement too. I'm also boxing at 165.
You are brilliant.
Yeah, we appreciate
you.
Once he boxing that back seat.
Can you explain? Can you explain the boxing division to everybody? How does that work for your company? And then we'll talk to them.
Well, how does the boxing division work?
I know you was telling me something on the long phone about, I forget.
As far as weight and size or something, that's what you're asking?
No, I know that part.
How is it structured?
How is it structured?
The division. You trying? How
Yeah,
you?
well,
you created.
Yeah. We're doing. Well, we all created it, so I mean, we all can talk about it. So,
well, what we were thinking was, we wanted to give athletes, boxers, or whatever they are, wanted to put them on a platform to help them reach their goals.
Okay.
And if you notice, there is a shortage of platforms for that to happen. So, as a whole, we decided that why not build a platform for that? Because of the simple fact that, as both of them know, when I first talked to both of them a while back, we know that it's hard coming up as a fighter to try to become a pro fighter. So we came up with the idea and the concept of starting an amateur league. But along with starting the amateur league, as you are fighting and getting exposure, we also want to represent you and build your fan base, build your following, build you as a brand, because that's what we do.
Right.
We build brands over here. Because we're branding, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build brands. So with that, it's more than just you becoming a fighter. You becoming a business person, you becoming business minded, and you learning how to run your own business. Okay. So therefore, as you coming up in the IAB Boxing League as an amateur, you're getting a calling, you're getting a fan base, you're building all that excitement up. That way we can cross brand you to the major boxing companies. Or we can put a match together where IAB fighters go and fight those boxers. It's all about structuring and building your own, and not always depending on somebody else to come get you.
Okay. I like that.
And we build those boxes up also so that we do have a pro league as well. So they'll go from amateur to pro, still under us and under our direction, under our management.
So for both of y'all, same question. What would you recommend to those who's interested in becoming a boxer? What would you tell them?
For anyone out there who's interested in becoming a boxer, I have several boxers coming to me asking me what to do. It's really, if you're not in shape, you better get in shape real quick, because the training is very rigorous. It's very complicated. When I first started boxing, I had thoughts of quitting because the training was just that hard. I've been in all sports. I played basketball, I played football. But when I got into boxing, whole nother level as far as training, physical condition. You're going to break down blood, sweat, and tears. But, it's just all about how bad you really want it. Okay. So if you really want it, it's the place to come.
All right.
Hey, man, if you're a boxer out there aspiring to go pro, do it. Fear, throw that away. That's non-existent, because you go in that ring, you're going to get hit. It's all about the heart. You got to find yourself, and overall just realize it's either you want it or you don't. There's no, this isn't a sport like baseball or soccer or something like that. This is combat, you know what I'm saying? You're going in there to hit and get hit, so you got to find yourself and realize what it is you want to do. And like Cole said, get in shape. You see all these pros, doing all these crazy workouts now. Like, forget that. If you're going to start, as an amateur, you just got to focus on running, like, get in shape. That's it. Like, that's what you need overall.
So how many miles y'all run a day?
I try at least 3.
Okay.
Minimum.
I try to at least around 3 to 4.
Okay. So what kind of diet are y'all? Is there a certain diet y'all on when y'all training compared to when y'all not training?
Man, point blank around, like, you try and stay away from all the junk food. Here it is, my birthday coming up pretty soon. I can't have no birthday cake because I'm training for a fight. So no birthday cake, no sweets. I sneak in a bag of chips every here and there. But as far as sweets and all the junk food, no, I try and stay away from it. You want to try and eat a lot of protein. he put me on a lot of shakes. You know, me and him was training together. You know, trying tighten up that core.
Yeah.
But bottom line, stay away from the junk food.
Like it's a rice cake.
Hey, but along with what they were saying. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so yeah, there's no like meal prepper. You know, like we're not structuring our meals or counting calories. But overall, just eat when you're hungry, because with boxing, like you need to replenish those calories. You know, we're not trying to like cut weight or anything like that. So keep up with your calories. Just try to eat clean overall.
Okay.
Protein, whatever you need.
All right.
And we know that boxing is a physical sport. We all know that it's physical. But on the other hand, it's a lot of mental preparation that goes into becoming a fighter. It's a lot of mental that goes into it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all about the physical. Because a lot of fighters, you look at them, they beat you mentally. They beat you mentally in that ring. You know what I'm saying? So
and this type of competition brings out the brilliance in athletes, and this is why we
Okay. I like it. So here's the thing. I do wellness, mind, body, and spirit, but also I use my platform to show and change the narrative of how I see black men. I think the TV and society creates a narrative that makes it seem like we're illiterate. That we are, the men are the bottom of the barrel, and so I intentionally bring black men and women onto the show, but I unapologetically bring on black men on the show to showcase that black men are more than what they see on TV. And so for you guys to be boxers, young guys to be boxers, to be dedicated to where you are, you two guys being gospel artists, you guys being entrepreneurs, and young ladies being entrepreneurs, it just helps shows the narrative of what it is. So I want each of y'all, even Ms. Jasmine, to tell me how you feel that this is the opportunity that you could showcase to everywhere that we are more than what they see on TV. Whoever wants to go first.
I can go. Well, I was once that negative image that they would say. I sold drugs. I've been to prison. But when I got out, I changed my life. I turned that around. I used a negative to create a positive. Like me and my brother, we go out to at-risk neighborhoods, like the hoodest of the hood neighborhoods, and share our testimony through music. You know what I mean? So it's not about where you start, it's where you finish at.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because you may have made a mistake, that's not who you are. If you want to be something different, you become who you want to be. You got to change people, places, and things. So this path I done been on, I done been out 10 years now. I haven't turned back. And it's been hard at times because there was a point in time I lost everything. I could have went back left, but I stayed with a positive mindset to continue to go forward, to change the image. I didn't want my kids to see me back in the same situation I was in. I had to realize that I wasn't just living for myself. The picture that I'm painting is to show my kids how they supposed to live their life, but as well as others who may be looking up to me that I don't know that are looking up to me. I have to change the cycle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Who's
I just want to chime in real quick and say that it's evident of all the different platforms that we're building that we can be more than they portray us on TV.
Right.
I mean, the evidence is right here. So that's basically it for me.
Okay.
For me, when I graduated high school and I was getting ready to go to college, I went to go get financial aid because, number one, wasn't taught to save any kind of money. When I got money in my hand, I went to go spend it.
That's all.
So I didn't have money for college. So I went to go, it was Kaiser College at the time, went to go to apply for some financial aid. The lady told me straight up, I had no kids, they weren't going to give me nothing.
And that's like a stereotype.
So
I had no kids. Yeah. They weren't going to give me nothing, so I had to fund it for myself. I ended up not going. 18, I didn't know what I was going to do. I did little odd and end jobs. And what ended up happening was I started working jobs that I started learning. I ended up finding free classes that I could take. And didn't know that it was going to bring me to this point that every place that I have been, that I have learned, that I'm using it now. It's like it's needed now in the position that I'm in with the company. Every last place that I have been.
Okay.
So even though they told me no, God said there's a yes. So I'm here.
Who's next?
Well, you know, God has blessed me with multiple talents and multiple opportunities, and I was really, I was carved to fight, you know, because of my family. You know, they guided me to fight. Because not like they didn't tell me to go out there and fight. No, I seen, you know, not even just, you know, the black males in my family, but the black females too. You know, I like to give example. My mother, she's back home, she'll probably watching, and my cousin Pam, who lives up in Virginia. They've been through so much. My mother's raised me up by myself, and I try and like create a positive mindset. Like I use a lot, rise up. I tell people to rise up. Doesn't matter what you're going through.
Right.
And try not to be a statistic.
Right.
Try not to be what people are like. What like reading a book by its cover, don't judge a book by its cover. So people see me a lot of times. They see, oh, he's a black guy. You know, he's violent. You know, just because I know how to fight and defend myself doesn't mean I'm violent. I'm a very humble man. So, you know, I'm not what you see on TV. You know, I'm the real deal. Like I try and be a positive person.
I like that.
Like you were saying, it don't matter how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up. Because at the end of the day, every one of us got a tag. Tag stands for talents, abilities, and gifts. It's up to you what you're gonna use it for. You know what I'm saying? You can use it for good, you can use it for bad. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you, the individual.
Okay.
And every time you get knocked down, one of the things that I have learned to say, and actually I have learned to say within these last 2 years, it is what it is. You got to move on.
Exactly.
And we've also been profiled too that, you know, we can only be good or we can only play sports, we can only run fast, you know,
Right.
you know, we can only sing and so forth. But, you know, nowadays we are coming up. I mean, we're owning all of the platforms now.
Right.
And that's what it was about for us, you know, to own all our platforms.
Everything
and then
that you have said that I cannot do,
I'm going to do it.
We're doing it.
And I'm gonna do it.
And what's good is I'm gonna let y'all talk in a minute. What's good too is that even though they are doing sports, they are doing entertainment. We as gospel artists, you know, they have a entrepreneur mindset.
Yes.
You know, so you know they can't be taken advantage of, and that's the main thing. So.
And not only that, for us, you know, this core group here, all of us have shares in the business, so we come together. That's the other thing that they say that we can't do as people together.
Okay.
You know, we don't do things together. We tear each other down, but you know, again, times is changing now.
Okay.
You know, and we're proving that.
That's one of the biggest things that drew me to Ant. He wasn't in it just for the money. You get what I'm saying? He was in about everybody succeeding. It's everybody. It's 50-50. It ain't no, well, I'm this and you here. So since you down there, you stay down there, you get the breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying? It's equal opportunity for everybody in here. You know what I'm saying?
as he moves up,
We move up.
We can all have Big Macs.
I
It's IAB Nation is definitely an example of like camaraderie. Like in Tulsa, there was a time when black people had their own churches, their own grocery stores, their own banks. History, you know, just because I'm 26, you know what I'm saying?
See, that defeats a stereotype.
Right.
You are a young guy, and most people that say young guys don't know their history, so you didn't know about that. You just defeat the narrative. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
And it's showing people that like we can be greatness. We were greatness, and we are greatness. So definitely with IAB, we would just want to be a shining staple in this world, especially for people of our color, minorities, people. period, not just black people, but minorities, period. There is camaraderie in your set, and not only can you work with other people, but you can do it inside your house and with greatness and efficiency. I think like really with the black culture, and this is something IAB is doing, like we breaking up that stereotype that is all for self or it's a dog eat dog thing, because at the end of the day, like all these men and women have said around this table, it's equal opportunity here. And like I excel, I want to see him excel, and like he excels, he wants to see her excel. That's something that's priceless in this day and time.
Yeah, it is.
So as a young Hispanic, a young minority, my parents came here to give me a better life, and I thank God that they were able to do that. But you know, as a minority, you get a lot of, you hear a lot of things. You know, you live life, you like see how things are, you see how crooked things can be, and you ask yourself like, why? You know what I mean? And you know, I found myself as a youth very angry, very like confused, I guess, and I found myself fighting a lot. And it's like I took that from a negative, you know, fighting in school, getting suspended, getting beat by my mom, this and that, because always getting into fights, and realized it was a gift. As I told Aunt, like, it's like you just gotta look within yourself, and that's why I like this group of people that God has blessed me to be around, because it's not about the money. Like, yeah, sure, we're trying to build an empire to get paid so we can free ourselves from like these normal jobs. Yeah, slavery, these like normal jobs, you know what I'm saying? But it's like none of us are in here for that. We're in here to build a better future, build a legacy, just something to where people can be like, okay, this organization really had dreams, had aspirations to just be the best that they can be. I'm not talking about be the best businessman out there trying to get the most money. Just be great people, build a great foundation for people that want to make it in this world. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. And you all are not trying to build a empire. Y'all are building an empire. It's a difference. So y'all are going to do it. And that's not a question about that. One of the things I appreciate about Ant is that what I agree with you is he wants everybody to win. In this day and age, everybody's out for self, and you know, a lot of times we have this grab and bear mentality. It's that, you know, I can't give you my blessings because you might take it away from me. And,
we know. If I tell you to settle, you gonna beat me to the punch and come up before I do.
And so, you know, that's why I think we were drawn to each other, because that's my mindset. You know, none of y'all can take a blessing from me if it's not mine. That's right. That's true. You know, what's for me, it's gonna be for me, regardless of who y'all are. You know, and what y'all got going on for y'all, so nobody can take it away from y'all. But you know, so that's the mindset. So I don't have that lack mindset that, you know, I don't want to surround myself with people who might be better than me, because in fear they might take from me. You know, everybody beating on y'all now, all I can ever do is elevate me. You know, cause then what y'all do can help me. Then knowing what y'all are, now that I know y'all, I can have a mindset and say, okay, you know what, I might want the guys to come back and rap for us at an empowerment summit. You know,
absolutely.
You know, because. You know what I'm saying? Because
speaking into my life. Yeah. Matter of fact, this city is yours.
And I do want to say also, I know our gospel guys are here. You know, they're the first artists that's going to be out, you know, under IBA Nation. But I want everybody to understand that is listening that you know, we opened up our doors, you know, to all genres of music. Yes, this entire platform, as you said, is for our genres of music.
Okay.
Country and all.
And one thing we forgot too, production team right here too.
I'm an artist, producer, writer. Yeah. I got my hands in everything, man.
Okay. Yeah, we got tracks on deck.
And one thing that I would like to add on what you guys were talking about being around people that are like better than you, is a lot of normal people are scared of that. You know, they're intimidated. But I find that if you surround yourself with people that are better than you, have more than you, have big aspirations in you,
find yourself pulling up.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have no choice.
In
You
a
know
real
what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
No choice but to go up, and also you're gonna see them, and it's gonna motivate you. You know what I'm saying? Get up off your butt, do something.
And that's important. That's one thing that I stress. You have to surround yourself with people, either like-minded or people that are, you know, maybe several levels, you know, above you. Mm-hmm. That way you can learn. You learn from them. You know, those are your mentors. A lot of times, I have mentors that don't even know that they're mentors to me.
Right.
It's just your mindset.
Exactly.
You know? Like I told Carl one time, we were talking. I said, you can't tell me that Jay-Z is not a mentor to me. I haven't met Jay in person.
Right.
But, you know.
But
you strongly feel like that.
Just by association of the things he's doing, you know.
I agree. Yeah. He's a mentor of mine.
Yeah.
But it's his whole mind. It's the whole mindset.
It's just the mindset.
You know, he don't let nobody tell him what he can't do, and he creates the wealth that he has. You know, he takes ownership, and so that kind of inspired me to be take mine to another level as well. So I do appreciate that. But you know, my thing is I'm really proud to see all y'all doing what y'all do as black men and black women.
I will be coming out with a album after the intro. Me myself as a solo artist, I have my first EP coming out. It's called Flame On, and you'll get to hear the track you hear today, Star. Also a track I got out on YouTube. It has a video, has over 17,000 views. I just put it out, but it's called Camaraderie. What you see here today, and basically more ministry. I'm coming everywhere you are. Oh yeah, you got King Khalif 904 on Instagram. I'm a verified Google artist. That means you can type in my name or say it, KHALIFFIELDS. Don't forget my last name. Don't forget my last name. But and it's gonna pop up everything about me along with hashtag Iron Gang. You're gonna see me, Prime, and T Horn clowning, wilding in a city near you.
All right. What's next for you, the boxer?
Let me put it out there.
Put it out there.
All right.
Put it out there.
What's next for me is I'll be fighting Christian Sapita, my brother right here in the table. You know, we both undefeated. But I tell him, like, man, it's all love. You know, we're a team at the end of the day. You know, we used to train together, but I had to stop going to the gym that he attended because
we have to keep them separated.
Yeah, keep us separated. You know, I don't want them learning how I fight because, you know, I got something up my sleeve for him. You know, I'm sure he got something ready for me. You know, it's all love. At the end of the fight, we're going out. So, yeah, both undefeated. You know, it's going to be something serious, man. Brother versus brother, power versus speed. You know.
So who's power, who's speed?
I'm speed, he's power.
Okay. So we gonna do then.
I'm the Xbox judge.
Cool. Yeah, like Cole said, it's all love, man. Definitely part of the business. You know, that's something that you gotta put up with, is fighting your friends. And this isn't the last time that either of us are gonna be fighting somebody that we're close to. But yeah, after this fight, the world is ours after this, man.
All right.
Literally, we're the future of boxing. Honestly.
Right. And I told him already. Like, no matter what comes next, you know, you come in there, you give it your all. I'm gonna come in there, I'm gonna give them all. We both already won,
right.
So it doesn't matter, you know, who go home with the last scorecard, with the best scorecard. You know, we both already won.
Okay.
Okay, with me, like bro said, we got the Iron Sharpen Iron album coming. My solo album is coming, Rhythm and Scripture. We got a number of things coming on. If you want to cop that, Pray, because I got a solo song called Pray. Talk to him on my knees. You see it? You can cop that shirt, and you can find me on any social media or SoundCloud, Prime Beats. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw my number out there because I'm about business, 904-887-5481. And I said business. Business, not business, but business. I'm just country like that.
Lady.
Well, as for me, the company, we have some outreaches coming up November 4th out in Eureka Garden. We have an outreach out there. In the beginning of December, we should be starting our auditions for our artists showcase that will be coming, and the first one will be in the end of January.
Yes.
So that's what we're getting ready for. So anybody out there that has any kind of talent, doesn't matter what genre of music it is, we're gonna be putting it up on the website.
Okay.
The dates and the times.
So what's the name of the website?
The website is thebreedingadministration.com.
Okay.
So we're gonna be putting it up there, and they'll be able to put your appointments in, and come out and audition for us.
Okay.
Come back to work now. Come back to work.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
What's up next for me? As Prime mentioned, I am also an artist. I do secular music, so I'm working on a solo project.
Is it rap or
rap?
Okay.
Also, like she said, the outreaches we got coming up. I'm busy, man. It's busy. Oh, the IB radio station coming up, which I will have a segment. Prime as well. I have his own segment. It's a lot of work. The talk show, like I said, I got my hands in some of everything.
But with the radio station as well, just to give some of our listeners a little input as far as our auditions. There will be in a radio audition as well as an in-person audition. So you have a chance to have your music played in rotation on the radio station.
Okay.
IAB Radio.
Okay. So the talk show, is that gonna be like on the radio, or is it gonna be like on TV? What's that gonna do?
First, it would probably appear on the radio.
Okay.
But when you ask what's next for us, I mentioned to you a few times, and we're still working on Brilliant Extreme. It's going to be a streaming service.
Right.
It'll be on that as well. And just for the entire company, I mean, just expanding and extending, all the brands that we have now, and just continuing to build, platforms that will, give others opportunities to work with us, and just opportunities in business in general.
So what kind of talk show is it going to be for the radio? Is it like what's going to be like the format of the talk show?
It's going to be a talk show that's going to be set up so that people can call in, and they can tell their stories over the phone.
Okay. So I know you and I had talked about, you was talking about doing some kind of like empowerment thing in Tampa. Are you still trying to do that, or mindset? Something you wanted me to help you do. Come down there and talk about mindset from a health and wellness perspective.
We talked about a lot of things.
I know. It was something you talked about. I think it was going to start in either January or something like that. January, February. I thought it was going to be like in October at first.
Right.
But then you moved it back to like January or something like that.
The seminars.
Those are our seminars.
Yeah. Right.
The I Am Brand seminars.
Okay, so when is that going to be? Is that a set date yet, or?
That is not a set date, but the tentative date is also January 1st.
Okay.
That's the tentative date. But it right now it's going, because we have a couple of outreaches that we're doing within from November 4th until then.
Okay.
So it's within that first week. That's our tentative date. So we will have a definite date.
And what would the seminar be consisted of? Anybody?
Oh, we have a lot of different titles.
Music, seminar that's going to be dealing with branding, music, license.
I'm sorry.
Copyright.
It's behind the music, pretty much.
Yeah.
What goes on behind the music, the business behind the music. Okay. So you won't just get into having your CD, having stage performances or anything like that. You got to learn how to work your money.
Yeah,
you have to. You always hear stories. Most of the time you hear them on TV now, but you always hear stories where the artists, they go and they do all these performances, and then they get paid, and they got a 96-cent check after they don't accrue all these bills, and they don't understand why they're not being paid what they're being paid, what they're supposed to be paid. They think they're gonna get thousands when they get
pennies on
thousands
the
of pennies.
Right.
But
so our idea is to help empower the artists that we have. We're looking for not to have such a what I want to call it, everyday type of contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're looking to do something different. We're
No
looking to build-
360s.
No
360s.
We've created a special deal that I can't really talk about right now. Shh. However, we're looking to build partnerships.
Okay.
You know, more so, you know, rather than the traditional. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. To give you knowledge.
Yeah,
Right.
because the traditional
and
way.
that's where the seminars come in at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the traditional way might not fit you. Like Ant was saying, we're looking for a way to do partnerships. So you may say, okay, I don't want to sign to your label, but I want management, or I want you guys to help me when it comes down to me branding and doing
Copywriting.
copyright. So we're not just trying to lock you in, basically like the record
You can
companies
just come
do.
and get the knowledge. You can get, if that's what it is that you want, and go off and do your own.
So,
But
you know, we're trying to build a platform that will allow and teach them how to be in business with us.
Okay.
And how to do business, you know, from the start.
Okay.
And see the advantage that you have of being with the Brilliant Administration. We have fashion, sports, music, marketing, photography. We got one of our cameraman. He's the newest member of Brilliant, but we
Shout
a
out to
one-stop shop.
JC.
Shout out to JC, like bro said. And also, in the words of Suge Knight, if you don't want your CEO all in the video.
Hey, on that note, I do have 2 singles out via Spotify, Google Play. Like she said, the business, Camaraderie, Khalif Fields Camaraderie, and Khalif Fields War. Man, y'all go check that out and come to the seminar so you can understand the business, how I did that.
Business.
All right.
Kevin,
Yes, sir.
can I get JC to come over and just we can introduce him?
He ready too.
Kind of tell your story a little bit.
How's everybody doing today?
AKA the Old Spice model.
All right, so my name is JC. Go by JC. Not Jesus Christ, far from Jesus Christ, but you can call me JC. You know what I'm saying? So what do you guys want to know about me?
Whatever you want to tell us.
Well, I'm from Puerto Rico. You know, red. Yeah, I knew someone was gonna say that. I got some moves. You know, here's for the online people. Oh. Hey. You know, I'm full of just surprises. You know. Just
Okay. So you are the cameraman?
Yes,
Cameraman?
I'm one of the producers. I do photography and videography.
Okay.
And that's just my thing for now.
So how can people reach you though? 'Cause, you know, everybody needs a photographer or videographer. How can they reach you?
See, I'm not like Prime. I don't know about putting my number out there.
It can go one or two ways, the wrong way or the right way.
Instagram, got
But you know what? I might have to do it just because, you know, we're in the ATL and a lot of people want to do business. Business, right? Not business.
Not
you know?
business, but business.
Yeah, yeah. So the number is 904-360-9607.
Okay. And you got Instagram or anything like that?
Instagram is Rico_chillin' back. Yeah. So again, Rico_chillin_back. Want to spell that? RICO_CHILLIN_BACK.
Chillin' back.
Chillin' back. Yeah.
Just in case y'all can't
You
spell
mind-
it.
you mind
With, so it's chillin' is without the G. Just just to make sure you guys know.
Jay, you mind telling a little bit of your story about what you told me in Prime about how you came up, bro, so people can get an idea. of
So,
who you are?
a little bit about me and how I got into production. I've always liked money. I always liked being independent. I saw a lot of cats, I'm going to say it like this, doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Selling drugs or, doing things that I didn't stand for. So, in my eyes, I saw, okay, they have their business, let me get my business. So after high school, I set up my own little photography, videography, video editing, video, you know, business so that I could make money legally, you know, because I wasn't about to get all caught up in the legal system and be another statistic, you know. So that's just how I got into it. So me and Prime got in contact. He had his clothing brand, and you know, I showed him love. He showed me love, and we got a website up there, Different Shades of Beauty. You know, if you for all them ladies out there, check out his clothes. You know what I'm saying? So
what's the website for that?
DifferentShadesOfBeauty.com.
Yeah, DifferentShadesOfBeauty.com. But it's under construction right now. But yeah, plus size ladies, you want to get your fresh on. Producers not all in the video. No, I'm just playing.
You know, seasonal clothing as well. You know, summer, winter, you know, fall. He does it. So he'll even come all the way to ATL just to drive and take you the clothes. I mean, hey, I've seen him do it all. Like
being in the water, I will.
You know, just so.
I like that. I like your hustle. I like it. Appreciate you, dog.
No problem. Thank you for having me on the show.
Appreciate you. All right. So him get back to doing what he was doing. So Mr. Everything. So what would you want to say to the listeners and to people who are looking to do what you do or be more than what you do?
That's a good question. I would say, first of all, where we first started at, your mindset. You have to have the mindset of what you want to do, and after you have that mindset, you have to put those thoughts into actions and into motion.
Right.
You have to act on it. Like the Bible say, faith without works is dead.
Dead.
It's dead. So if you don't act on it and pursue it, nothing's gonna happen. And educate yourself.
Right.
Whether, prime example, a lot of people may think, oh, listening in, or he went to this school, he did this, he did that. No, all my schooling came from the streets. All my education that came from hands-on experiences. Meeting people like Anthony and taking what little I did know and applying what he taught me and put it together and make something big out of it. Like, I learned from going to different production studios and just sitting there looking at, hey, what that do? How you do this? What that is? You ask questions. Like, a lot of people scared to ask questions. Like I was always taught growing up, there's no such thing as a dumb question.
Right.
It's never a dumb question. If you don't know and you trying to know, ask.
Okay.
Ask, man. It's free to ask to get knowledge. Reading is free.
All right. To my rappers and my boxers, you have infinite possibilities and opportunities. If you if there's no lack, how would you see your life becoming with no infinite possibilities? Whoever want to go first. I want you to speak wherever you want into the existence. This is your opportunity.
First off, I'm a licensed publisher, and the name of my company is Limitless Capabilities. So I think that really says like it all with me. Is as far as me being a man, and definitely a man in the gospel. Not only do I want to expand Limitless to places where I do all genres of music. I want to do things in my community. I want to build like structures where like I want to get into agriculture. I want my own laboratory. I just don't want to be the everyday. So I know I got to work hard, accumulate money, and use it wisely. Eventually getting to the point to where I can put men and women together and we can come up with institutions to teach more people to do like what we're doing or help them go into their aspirations.
Okay, I like that. If you do that, you know, there's no lack. What's your ultimate goal?
All right. Well, first things first. My name's gonna go down in history for boxing. I know that for a fact.
I like it.
this sport, the world is mine. I'm going to keep going up until I can't move anymore. After that, goal is to use the money I earn from my passion. You know, probably go back up to like my hometown, up in Jersey, up in New York, Pennsylvania, you know, tri-state area. Shout outs to them. And just build gyms, you know, to keep the troubled youth off the streets, to give them the opportunity that I found to take, you know, instead of fighting on the streets, go to the gym, turn into a talent. Who knows where it can take you, you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah, I strongly agree with my brother right here, you know, keeping kids off the street, you know. And another thing, like I mentioned before, a lot of times you're going to hear me say rise up. My, you know, my limitless ability is to bring people together. You know, I don't care if you're purple, green, black, white. I want to bring everybody together. Bring a positive influence on younger kids. Like there's a little boy next door. You know, I don't know if he's watching right now, but he looks up to me. And, you know, I'm still trying to get my life together. You know, I'm trying to focus on boxing and business and everything. You know, and he'll come to me and he'll say, "Oh, I don't think you can ever lose," because he's been to a couple of my fights. You know, I made sure he came and he see, and I tell him like, "Look, anybody could be beaten. It's just the mentality you go into the fight with." So, you always want to keep a positive mindset, and you know, I always want to bring people together. And you know, like when I brought Christian into the organization, I was I felt good. I love bringing people together. You know, people who are seen as the underdog. You know, like as minority groups coming together with a business, I like bringing that up.
Okay. Do you see what's your ultimate goal?
Oh, excuse me. I had a moment. My ultimate goal is to leave behind a legacy that people can say he said he was going to do it. Well, they said they were going to do it, and they did it.
Okay.
They did it their way. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, the little boy that looks up to him, we have to all be mindful that whether we know it or not, we're a role model to somebody, and somebody always watching you. Mm-hmm. Always. So if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk.
Right.
You can't talk about it and don't be about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I have kids too, man. Shouts out to all 6 of them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 6 of them.
Yeah, 3 boys, 3 girls. You know how I roll. Shouts out to all 6 of them. My wife at the house. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, my thing is, because I work with kids for a living too. I work at the Jacksonville Job Corps. And I see a lot of kids, they 17 to 26, that come and you hear their stories, and it's like when you think you got it bad, it's always somebody that's going through something worse than what you going through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody going through something worse than you going through. So with that in mind, hey, just keep moving, keep pushing, and keep inspiring one another, because you can build a community of millionaires just off of inspiration.
Exactly. I agree. 100%.
When I come into my season of No More Lack, I'm going to pay my 10% first, because sometimes we forget about where the blessing come from. You don't want that well to run dry. You know what I mean? Then I want to make sure that my family is taken care of, so I make sure we got a few different businesses to make sure my kids straight. But more than anything, I want to take this outreach to the next level. There's not too many people going into the communities really showing the kids different. So we got that same cycle and that revolving door of what you seeing on TV. That's why the music industry is so dumbed down now. You can sound out something that ain't even a word and you got a hit. Yeah.
Right there.
So in order to do that, like me at Bro, sis, we go do outreach right now, and then me and Bro also do outreach. 2 different outreaches, but the same mission. You got to touch on kids, and I want to just take that to the next level and provide more resources for them to think beyond their circumstance.
Okay.
As for me, right now y'all sitting next to a millionaire. I just want to let y'all know that. You don't know that, but you sitting next to a millionaire, and my millions will continue to make millions and make others millions. You just gotta work towards it.
I like it, sir.
For me, my mindset tells me that there is absolutely nothing that I cannot do. I mean, what I put my mind to, what moves me is in the direction that I move in. You know, and like I said before, I mean, it's just evident with the things that we're doing now. You know, people told us that we couldn't do it. People thought that, you know, sometimes it takes a little time, you know, for businesses to start to roll. So if they don't hear from you, you know, during your season or your journey, they think that you didn't fell off, but they don't know that you up all times of night when they sleeping.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
they don't get that, you know, but those times is what manifests, you know, in the end. You know, that's how you stay ahead of everybody.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say a little something, and then while I'm saying my little something, I want y'all to think about your parting thought. I want each of y'all to give a parting thought. Whoever your spirit is leading you to tell the people, I want you to give them to say it. Each of y'all will have a portion to do it. And after everybody do their portion, then we're gonna play your song to end this
May
out.
I add one more thing?
You sure can.
Being Prime, we save souls for Jesus, Yahshua, whatever you want to call him. We believe in the spirit of salvation. That's the Most High, Jack. At the end of the day, we all want to be free.
Amen.
So I know. First of all, thank you again for all y'all coming, and then you know to you to give me a shout out for all the blessings that I've been receiving the past couple of months or whatever. I do appreciate it. What I want to say for that is that you have to speak into existence what you want. I asked for this. You know, I didn't see it coming the way it came, but it came. So I never saw myself doing a radio show, but this is what I'm doing. And from there, I asked for to build my platform so I can be an inspiration to everybody else. And so, for those who don't know, people who listen probably do know, but those from your area who don't know, about on Memorial Day, I got bit by a brown recluse spider, which is a very poisonous spider. So I got bit in my ankle and in my leg. So I was in the hospital for almost a month, and then during that time, you know, I'm never one to look at everything from a negative perspective. Everything's from a positive perspective. You know, God did this to me because He wanted me to, one, rest, two, to think. A lot of things I was doing it for myself and my brand, but I was doing it the wrong way. It was something I was focusing on that He wanted me to let go. I didn't want to let go of it. So since I didn't want to let go of it, He made me. So one of the things I was doing, I was a spin instructor. I did indoor cycling classes, and He asked me to let that go for a while. I refused to because I enjoyed what I was doing, you know, empowering people, but I didn't see the big picture of what He had in store for me. And the hustle or bustle, teaching spin classes, 10 classes a week, 12 classes a week, I didn't have the opportunity to see what He was trying to give me. So He sat me down. So in sitting me down came the book. You know, the book came out first, and then that's doing well. And then from there, I asked to expand my platform, not just in the United States, but also international. So I met, through you, one of your artists in Ghana. He started to follow me, and I got somebody now from Johannesburg that's followed me. But then I got some people from, you know, England that's following me. So that was slowly doing it. But then I had made this connection with this guy who has a radio show. And one of the things I had to do was, you know, even though I have a show, but I have to be able to get myself on other people's shows who don't listen to my station so they can know who I am. So from that, I met this guy who has a radio show, and his show reaches like 12 million people each time he does it. And so, and he has a huge international foundation. So that was God giving me what I asked for. And then from that same person offered me Essence. And so, and then we did this live remote show Saturday, which was 22 million people listening in. So 22 million people were able to hear me talk, and that was able for them to then, you know, get to know my website, get to know my book, and all this kind of stuff. So for me to say that is, you speak into existence what you want, and it will manifest. So with that being said, Let's go with the boxers first, and we're gonna end it with you. Okay. No, end it with one of them, cause they gonna you, cause you gonna introduce your song. Okay. So start the boxers first. So what's on your mind? Did you want to tell the audience? Go ahead.
One thing I always want to say is you shouldn't. The only time you should ever look down on someone is when you're helping them up.
Love it.
Like I was injured a little while ago, you know, but like just like you, I felt like God was trying to show me, because I started to lose that humbleness a little bit. Like as far as I was thinking in my mind, okay, I'm just the best. Can't nobody touch me. Like I started to lose that humbleness just a little bit, a little bit, and you know, I think, you know, I'm not gonna say God caused that, but He's reminded me that look, as easy as you got that, as easy it can be taken away from you. Right. So anything that you do, as far as boxing, sports in general, music, even business, you want to be humble about what you got. Okay. You always want to be humble. Keep God first. Okay. And everything, and you'll never fail.
First things first, no fear. Second thing, don't ever forget where you came from. That's the key to success. A lot of people get intimidated, and fear can either paralyze you or push you. Mm-hmm. You gotta bring it within yourself so that it can push you. Now, when you start getting that success, like Cole said, it's easy to be like, I made it, and then forget what it took to get there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So don't ever forget that. Find what you want, go get it. That's it. Easy as that. And Anthony's a great example. We're all great examples. Just go and get it. Wake up one day, make a decision, and that's it.
I like it.
Easy as that.
For everybody out there listening, I want you to know, never give up, never stop. Regardless of what somebody may say or think about you, do you. You know what I'm saying? Forget the namesayers, because at the end of the day, nobody don't take care of you but you.
Okay.
Nobody's getting up working for you. You right. Putting in that work.
You give your social media.
You can reach me on Facebook at Carl Turner, CRL Turner. You can reach me on Instagram at Turner3000. And that's about it right now.
And y'all too, what's y'all social media?
You can reach me on Instagram _47CCZ, on Twitter at 47CCZ.
Okay.
You can reach me on Facebook. My name is Cole Pickett. And you can reach me on Instagram, NoGames_Kane.
Okay. Miss Lady.
One thing that I want to say, which I will have to say that I'm also speaking to myself, because it's a little bit still there, is to release the spirit of self-doubt, because that can hinder your success, your growth, and to also be grateful. Be grateful for whatever it is that you have, because a lot of times God won't bless you with more because you're not grateful with what you have.
How can we follow you?
They can follow me Facebook, First Lady J Lynn. Instagram is first, which is 1ST _J Lynn.
Okay.
I just want everybody that's listening to go after their passion with everything that they have. Use your inner conversations to push yourself. Then surround yourself with people that can help you and pull you up, rather than eat your time up. And that's right there is the recipe.
Okay.
That's the recipe.
All right.
I just want to encourage everybody out there. You may not have everything that you want in life. You may not have the things you need to get to what you're going, but wood chips do build trees. You got to start somewhere. So just the idea, keep moving forward off the idea, and God will put the pieces to the puzzle in place for you.
That's right. Okay. And so how can people follow you again?
Rick Smith on Facebook, and also Prime Beats on Facebook and all the other social medias. SoundCloud, Prime Beats.
And what's yours, Anthony, to everybody?
Is CEO at Davis at Facebook, on Facebook.
Okay.
Yes.
My man. What's your parting thought?
First things first, kill fear in your mind. Know that you are brilliant and you can do anything like that you purpose to do in your mind, as long as you stay committed, passionate, and when everyone says no, you say yes to yourself. My name is Khalif Fields. Again, you can Google me. You can reach Google. Yeah, you can. Yeah, with no problems. You can reach me at Facebook at Khalif Fields, Instagram King Khalif 904, KHALIFFIELDS. I'm also on Twitter at King Khalif USA. But right now, we have the song Star, which is dropping real soon in digital media. But if you thirsty for something good after you hear this, like I said, I got that Camaraderie out in digital stores everywhere. Google Play for sure. And that's Camaraderie. Google it. Google it. Khalif Fields.
We're going to go out with the song Star. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle, Fizzle, Fizzle. And this is In-State Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh, boy.
Dear Heavenly Father, go before us, Lord. Make this production what you want. Lord, not we want, Lord. You be the master craftsman. Lord, bless the men, hands touch this.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Feeling like a star. Yeah. Cause I know who I am. Yeah. Feeling like a star. Yeah. Cause I know who I am. Okay. I'm down with the move. I'm about making plays. I'm down with the move. I don't care if they ain't. Feeling like a star. Yeah. Cause I know who I am. Okay. Feeling like a star. I just jumped up out of worship. Going 10 toes. Grind hard like a quarterman. Lyrics supernova. Yeah, we be on that solar flare. Never burning out. Cause the source he live within. My Christ kicking like karate. And little burdens by the boatload. Turning hearts of wicked men like omelet on the stove. Master chef when he would whip it. He the king of making plays. All the powers bout to him. Who you think I supposed to choose? 777s with this hat. Me no lose. Give my foes the frozen blues. When I turn up with the news, I know praise make him confused. That's good ground cause we at war. General Hannibal with this sword. Yeah. Feeling like a star. Yeah. Cause I know who I am. Yeah. Feeling like a star. Yeah. Cause I know who I am. Okay. I'm down with the move. I'm not making plays. I'm down with the move. I don't care if they ain't. Feeling like a star. Yeah. Cause I know who I am. Okay. Cause I love him lifted on my sliding glide. Quit the hell and demon to the one above. He gon' power upon him, send him to the fight. My deepest desire, sit back in the day. Super Saiyan when we transform. Shaking serpents like a rag doll. On my fourth quarter, play no games. Tish bite song, taking mine. Brash out with the close line. Call it sweet chin on the punchline. Cause it's lunchtime, trying to feed sheep. Trap house to the suburbs. Can't have the streets cause the world is his. Cold air, I'ma have mine. Good fruit, yeah, I'm breathing seal. Hold the massive feeling and they come alive. Stay fighting the flesh on the daily. Stay permeating on the blessing. The will and the nature of Most High. Bring a Most High, brought me back flatline. Jack time to my evil flows. A rose grew out of the concrete. I took a hammer and hammered gods. What do you know? He begot more. Breaking a racket and rat strokes. I show you power of Holy Ghost. I send it, baby. I start fires. Revival was only a call away. When the Father run down, I did in the straight. So I'm quick with the pass on my underlip. Feeling like a star. Yeah. Cause I know who I am. Yeah. Feeling like a star. Yeah. Cause I know who I am. Okay. I'm down with the move. I'm about making plays. I'm down with the move. I don't care if they ain't. Feeling like a star. Yeah. Cause I know who I am. Okay.
and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the very best. It's yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle, Fizzle, Fizzle. And this is In-State Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh, boy.
All right, welcome back. So you heard the song Star by my boy Khalif here. So
What's good, yo?
So tell me how that song come about for you.
To be honest, I was in a low place, and I was about to quit rapping a little while ago, and it really took my family and people really telling me, "Hey, man, you've been at this too long, bro, and you getting great." So it really took like love to remind me like who I am, like why I'm doing this, man. And at the end of the day, like this is powerful. You know what I'm saying? You really got to know who you are on this road, because you'll lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you if you don't have a supporting cast or a good team or a sense of awareness, man, you'll forget that you're a star. So out of that, you know what I'm saying, I had to think about it, man. I'm resilient, man.
So what caused you to feel like you wanted to give up?
I've been rapping 7 years. Seriously, on this gospel light, and it was coming together to me, but I felt like it wasn't coming fast enough, because I felt like I was better than a lot of guys on the radio. But I had to understand that patience has a perfect work. The stuff that I'm doing now and the stuff that I know, the people that I know 7 years ago, I didn't know. 3 years ago, I probably would have walked out there and got bamboozled by a promoter or anything. But now I got the business, you know, I got the team, I have the supporters in the fan base, and above all, you know, I'm a new man in Christ. You know what I'm saying? My life is about mastering all crafts, and even down to my walk with Christ, I want to master that. So when he meet me face to face, he can say, "Well done," with no hesitation.
Exactly. And one of the things I think sometimes we all mess up at, and even me, in this, you know, everything's a journey, and we try to compare our journey to everybody else's. It's not nothing to compare. What you're supposed to do is, you know, for you, and it's things that you had to learn on your journey to get to where you at right now. If you try to skip any of those steps, you wouldn't be where you at right now.
Right.
You know, and so even though there's probably other people who's in gospel music that's probably doing well, and you probably feel that you are better than them. You may be better than them, but it wasn't your time yet.
Right.
You know, and when your time do come, you will have everything in order the way you're supposed to be, and it's gonna be and the greatness is gonna be yours. You know, I just think that's where a lot of times we all fall apart and fall short, because we try to compare our life to everybody else's. And,
yes, sir.
And we can't. You know, I could say, you know, I'm just as good of a life coach as Ian Van Zandt. But at the end of the day, I have to go through my own personal journey to get to where I'm at.
Yep.
You know, and so at the right times, everything starts to flourish. And like now it's about to be my time. So it's about to flourish. Like now it's about to be your time. It's about to flourish. But y'all had to go through everything y'all had to go through to get y'all at right now.
Right.
And when you understand that from the beginning,
yeah,
it makes that journey much easier also.
Yeah.
You know you have to go through certain things.
Right.
It makes it so much easier.
Well appreciated. It ain't no shortcuts to success. No shortcuts at all. You have to go through it and stand in that fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And see, I just think sometimes we get so caught up. You know, this is a microwave society now. Everything you want quick, and it's not gonna be quick. You know, if you want anything that's worth having and worth lasting, it's gonna take time. And so you gotta be willing to put in the work and put in the hard work to get it done and build it. You know, and so I just want to say, your song that we played earlier, how did that song come about?
Well, we were actually working on a show track to go to Gainesville to do a show. Track was already planned, and T Horn just went in the booth and freestyle, singing long. Like, what is he doing? I ain't even like the beat at first. He put the rest of the hook together, and I heard what he was saying. He was talking about not being content in your sin. Not to say that we won't sin, but don't stay in that sin.
Right.
So I started from the age of 14. That's when I started being promiscuous, selling drugs. First time I masturbated, I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I felt like I had to go to where it started to up until this point to really reach somebody. If they know where I've been, and they may see me now and might not know that I've been through those things. To reach somebody, I had to be that blatantly honest, and I was like, they ain't gonna let us do this in the church, but I had to think about it. I'm not trying to reach the church. I'm trying to reach the lost to bring them to the church.
Because they already saved, Jack.
Okay, I got. See, now I got something. Cause you got me something to think about something. Okay, as black men, a lot of black men come from a fatherless background, and a lot of black men are broken. How do you, with your music, y'all with boxing, with y'all, how can y'all use that as ministry to help these black men get their life in order and heal them from all the brokenness, whether it's abandonment issues, whatever situation may be.
And it's ironic that you say that, because in the song I say, felt like mama didn't love me, started chasing skirts, fornicating, masturbation didn't fulfill the hurt. Didn't know the love I was missing was in Jesus Christ. That's my past. Is the past. Jesus saved my life. I felt like because my grandmother raised us, my mom became a lesbian and she gave us up. She just made me feel like she didn't love me or care about me or anything. So that's when I turned to the streets. That's when any girl that showed me some attention, I'm trying to run off in her. I lost my virginity, just like that right there. I was looking for motherly love. And I thought I would find it in a woman, and I didn't, because she wasn't my mother. So the way to break that cycle was to tell my story, to tell how I was really feeling that side. Because us as men, we have this pride thing sometimes, and we scared to really say how we feel. You know what I'm saying? It took everything I had to say I masturbated on the song.
Right.
That's something that a man really won't admit, but that's when it took place. How is somebody gonna get delivered from that if you don't tell them that you done been through the same type of stuff?
Right.
So the way to break the cycle of what's going on with man is to just be honest. Be honest and give hope.
All right.
If nobody's giving hope, then how they gonna get past the stage that they're in or the cycle that they're in?
Okay.
And get out of that revolving door.
Like it. King.
Being totally transparent, like my brother Prime said, and then up in your mindset, like I grew up with my dad, and he left me when he was 10, when I was 10, to the same sins of the world. My mom got saved. She didn't want any more drug money, point blank, period. And so I went from being a rich kid to dirt poor. And I feel as black men, so that doesn't happen, man. We got to get in our mind, men, period. We got to get in our mind that we supposed to be the heads or cornerstones. If anything, every house needs a base. Every builder starts with the base, and the man is supposed to be the base. We got to get back to that in our families. Stop making excuses for being committed to these women, because they really are what they eat. We can't sit here and call them everything under the sun when we ain't been feeding them love, and faithfulness. You get out what you put into life. So I feel like as men, being a man that lost my father, it's one thing to never have him, but it's crazy to see your father go to drugs. You know what I'm saying? I saw my daddy bump. And if you don't know what that means, that's doing cocaine. And it almost made me cry. You know what I'm saying? To know this was the strong man that taught me everything. When I was younger, my daddy didn't smoke, didn't drink, he didn't eat pork, he didn't eat meat. And to see him disintegrate without his family, that was harsh, man. So if anything, we got to put in our mind that we gonna be stables for stability. You know what I'm saying? So we can show these kids what families are supposed to be.
All right. That's why we advocate so hard, with this I am brilliant mindset.
Okay. I like that.
With me, I came from both of my parents was there. But just like Prime said, I turned to the streets due to the fact that as a child I ain't understand it, but I understand it now. My dad would work from sun up to sundown, so he was like, it was almost like not having a father. Because I go to play sports, I look up, he ain't there. I got something I want to do, look up, he not there. So it's almost as if I turned to the streets to find that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was looking for. But hey man, ain't nothing out there in the streets. I'm gonna tell you that now. It's nothing out there in the streets, man. But heartache and pain. But I want y'all to know the same. If you look at all three of us, we stand our stories and our stories are similar. But if you look at all three of our hands, all three of us married. You know what I'm saying? You don't find a lot of black men that's settling down and married, man.
And we young.
And we young. You know what I'm saying? And we taking care of us because of certain circumstances and situations that we've been through. We tell ourselves we don't want our children to go through that.
Right.
We don't want our kids to see that because we know how that feel.
That's real.
We done been through that. And it's time to break that cycle, man.
I like that. Anybody else want to say something?
I think I was that kid who just wanted, mom and dad together. My father, he loved me. He loved me from a distance, though. My mother raised me. I give her 110% credit. She's the reason I'm the man I am today. But learning from this, the day that comes that I do have kids, whoever I have kids by, like, just know we're going to be under the same roof. I want my kids to always be able to come run to dad, come talk to me. That's something I could never do because my dad lived away. So I'm like, Nick, take no mistake. My dad loves me. He's a great man, but like I said, he loved me from a distance. So, and that kind of, my mom raising me by herself, seeing her heartache struggle a little bit, it aroused anger in me. So I started fighting and everything like that. But I took that anger and formed it into something good. That's when I got into boxing and everything like that. Because it got to a point that she brought another man around. I'll get angry just from you seeing that man. He'll wonder, why this kid don't like me. So, but. It's a story behind everything. So that's just where I learned from.
Awesome. Yeah, just like Carl here, I grew up, both my parents were there, but hard workers to be able to provide for me and me and my sister after they came to this country. And with them working, I became a product of my environment. Always out with my friends, always doing something stupid. And you're out there, you witness things that you shouldn't see at such a young age. But at the same time, it carves you into the person that you become. And I wish it hadn't happened that way, but all the stuff I've seen, all the trials and tribulations I've gone through has made me the person I am. And just whenever you see a negative, try to turn it into a positive. Like Cole said, you're out there, you start fighting, you have anger, you could be out there hitting anything that you see, or you can find a passion, perfect your craft, and become successful.
Something that make money, baby.
Right. So what I appreciate is, first of all, I thank you all for being so transparent, because if you didn't be transparent, you really can reach the people you probably going to reach. Because to see you guys be gospel rappers, even though you told your truth, a lot of times people will look at y'all and say y'all probably never did anything wrong, but y'all probably these choir boys and all this kind of stuff. But you should, y'all being very transparent and your journey, it can help motivate somebody else at the same time.
Better cop that intro.
All the sinners in the pulpit, right?
And so for y'all to it was good to see y'all, show y'all most vulnerable spot, because most men do not is not vulnerable, and that's part of the problem. That's why we are at the point where we're at, because we've been taught that men don't supposed to be vulnerable, don't supposed to show no kind of emotions and that, but then with that leaves us being angry. And we're angry about the same things, like your father being away, your father, even though he was doing good things by working so hard, but you still missed it because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And so those are our true feelings. But we were taught to suppress those. And so then when we suppress it, y'all do the opposite of what y'all supposed to do. So, my whole intention is to try to get y'all, get more people like y'all to tell y'all stories, so then therefore other men are be willing to tell their story, and so they can free themselves of the weight, because a lot of these guys are stuck. They might be 30, 28, 27, 40 years old physically, but they're emotionally, they probably stuck at wherever they were when that father was gone or whatever the situation may be. So I want to appreciate all y'all for that. Once again, I want to thank y'all for coming out. They came all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. I got a cousin. I got a cousin living in Jacksonville, so I got to come down. When I come down there to visit, I got to make sure I come see y'all. Well, I will be down there anyway, but thank you guys for coming out here and showing ATL what y'all do down there, and hope ATL love the music we play for y'all, and we'll be in touch.
Absolutely.
Brilliant Wear, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right, partner. Until next time, we are out.
Say what's said, and this your boy Shout L.O. Right now, you're on Instinct Radio. Let's get it. Shout it.
Man, I'm running long. See, I've been dodging God and I've been sinning long. It seems like I've been sinning for a long, long time. And doing wrong is always on my mind. I'm too content with it. Man, I'm wrong. See, I've been dodging God and I've been sinning long. It seems like I've been sinning for a long, long time. And doing wrong is always on my mind. I'm too content with it.
Jumped off the porch when I was 14. Head first in them trenches, sacking up green. Didn't know the path I chose had a consequence. Blinded by them presidents with no common sense. Felt like mama didn't love me, started chasing skirts. Fornicating, masturbation didn't fulfill the hurt. Didn't know the love I was missing was in Jesus Christ. Yes, my past is the past. Jesus saved my life.
Man, I'm wrong. See, I've been dodging God and I've been sinning long. It seems like I've been sinning for a long, long time. And doing wrong is always on my mind. I'm too content with it. Man, I'm wrong. See, I've been dodging God and I've been sinning long. It seems like I've been sinning for a long, long time. And doing wrong is always on my mind. I'm too content with it.
My thoughts wicked, she tossing it. I'm lost in it like my cross lifted. God's business, I'm still dodging it like a 300 with a nines in it. A boss with it, pause with it. A dog in it, my paws in it. A hog with it, bring the trough in it. She lying on me, bearing false witness. I've been pimping since been pimping. Sin ridden and still driven. To fill women, I've gone swimming when I should've listened and gone fishing. I mean, we ain't supposed to be content in sin. So I know I'm wrong when the thought's so strong to do it again. Ah.
Man, I'm wrong. See, I've been dodging God and I've been sinning long. It seems like I've been sinning for a long, long time. And doing wrong is always on my mind. I'm too content with it. Man, I'm wrong. See, I've been dodging God and I've been sinning long. It seems like I've been sinning for a long, long time. And doing wrong is always on my mind. I'm too content with it. See, I'm married now, but I'm not front like I don't get that itch. When a bad girl come along, that play it in me, wanna serve that pitch. Keep telling myself that I'm out of the game. Every time I turn around, I keep doing the same. Watch her pour me up and smash a dang. Instead of using my brain, trying to get some brain. Now I knew it was a problem when I realized I didn't care. No longer looked at it as a sin. Look